I'm going to talk about occurring patterns. So there's some negative PNA in southern Ontario because of even though it shows neutral, there's some like positive PNA, negative PNA effects. So double dip ridge actually it's double dip ridge, not negative PNA, but and there's some 992 millibar suppression southeastern like super years. So that's 994. So let's go to 7 a.m. It's some neutral PNA, but it's mostly slightly positive. It's actually positive PNA. I'm not gonna say slightly anymore, even though it's so slightly. So, and there's some like next storm, snowstorm. It's gonna hit towards Ontario, but we find out where it's in Ontario later on. So 7 is gonna take a minute. So 7 a.m. there's some snowstorm in southern Ontario, low version 1006, southeastern Ohio. So there's some, the PNA is gonna turn positive, and there's some orange flow you can see. It's easy to see orange flow Ontario how much snowfall, but it's gonna be 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Even the snow is actually centimeters. So let's go to 7 a.m. November 10th. There's some positive here, strong positive PNA for Nice. So it could be lake effect snowfall somewhere. So even Montreal, not Montreal doesn't count, but Quebec City somewhere. It's gonna get some snowstorm. So like 7 a.m. So there's some positive PNA, strong positive PNA actually. Before was strong also. So there's some lake effects, snowfall. But I'm not gonna say lake effect even before. It's not lake effects now because I needed to check. So next hour is gonna be confusing when it's 7 p.m. in the middle. So some snowfall, like 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, most part of southern Ontario. 997 centimeter effect. So 994 millibars of pressure. Actually, like there's some 999 barometric pressure in southeastern Maine affecting like southern Ontario also. So let's go back to like today's current. I'm not gonna do too current. So 7 a.m. Collingwood, Ontario is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain. So it's gonna be 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. nothing. 7 p.m. nothing. So 7 a.m. you can see the snowstorm. So most part of southern Ontario 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So but Hamilton, Burlington, Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie. So Fort Erie, those cities only one is gonna get some 0.25 no 2.5 millimeters of rain. So if I say most of southern Ontario, it's gonna be anywhere in the blues. It's gonna get like 0.25 millimeters of snow. So like Barrie, Georgia, Beverly Isles, Orilla, most everywhere in Toronto, Mississauga, or parts of local. Actually, parts of local. So Whiteton, Owen Sound, Collingwood, London, Cobourg, Peterborough, Belleville, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Newmarket, Orangeville, Bristol, I don't need to show the lines. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, but it says millimeter, that's why it said millimeters. So next 1 p.m. So if you see the white, it's easier. So Scarborough, downtown Toronto doesn't count. So Scarborough, your not new. It's gonna be in Brisbane Hill, Brampton. Those cities are Newmarket, Orangeville, Stouffville. Those cities are gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So in London is going to get London, Collingwood, Midland, Orella, Georgia, Beverly Isles, Barrie. It's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So might skip so much. So Cobourg, Oshawa, it's going to get Belleville is going to get, Peterborough is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Uxbridge is going to get some, Uxbridge also. So Uxbridge is actually is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Oakville is only one, so it's going to be like 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So Hamilton's 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, including Burlington. So Niagara on the lake, parts of Niagara Falls City is going to get some. It's going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So the third lightest green is going to be 625 millimeters of rain, because that's the cities are like Niagara on the Lake Niagara Falls City, parts of it. So Watertown, Owen Sound, Lines Head, Hope's Bay on the beach, Palm Beach, Solid Bay, Midland. So like those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So next hour, so it's gonna be 7 p.m. So most weather southern, not southern. So most weather Toronto. If you were in Toronto, including Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, it's gonna get some 2.5 centimeters of millimeters of snowfall. So Green Spy is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Quebec is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Peterborough is going to be like 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Oshawa, Uxbridge, you can see Uxbridge is the wrong place. So Oshawa is actually 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Uxbridge is 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. So Burlington, Hamilton's done. So let's do Burlington again. So Burlington is 2.5 centimeters of snowfall. So Barrie, Orla, Georginia, Beverly Isles, Collingwood, Watertown, Owen Sound, Thunder Beach, Palm Beach, Solid Bay, Midland. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 centimeters of snowfall, including London. So Belleville's gonna get like, gonna say this some, then it's gonna be in the first day of the freezing rain and sleet. So it's gonna be actually 0.25 millimeters of precipitation. So this one city is like that. So Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie is gonna be like 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. So next hour 7 a.m. So Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie is gonna be Collingwood, Northeast Ontario is gonna be 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So going to go 1 p.m. So most everywhere in Toronto, Newmarket, Orangeville, Snowfall on these lines. So Watertown, Collingwood, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Solid Bay, Midland, Orella, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly Isles, Oakville, Hamilton, Niagara on the Lake, Niagara Falls City, Fort Erie, Oshawa, Uxbridge. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So next hour, so 7 p.m. So Scarborough, Snowfall, Oshawa, Uxbridge, Quebec, Peterborough, Belleville, Beverly Isles, Johnny and Virginia, Orella, Barrie, Midland, Solid Bay, Midland Beach, Thunder Beach, Palm Beach, Watertown, Lines Head, Hope Bay, Owen Sound, Niagara on the Lake, parts of Niagara Falls City, Newmarket, parts of Orangeville counts. So Orangeville, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So let's go, including Port Elgin, Hannah is also 0.27 millimeters of snowfall, even as 0.25. So it's actually 0.25 centimeters of snowfall, and the first light is blue actually. So 7 a.m. So Scarborough, Richmond Hill, down to Toronto, Snowfall, Collingwood, Quebec, Quebec actually. I'm gonna skip Quebec. So Peterborough, those cities are gonna get even some Melbourne's borderline. So those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, including Niagara and Lake, parts of Niagara Falls City. London is borderline, so it's also counts 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So the next hours, so let's go to 108 hours. So Collingwood, Watertown, Owen Sound, Hope Bay, Lions Head is mixed precipitation, so it can be counts. So Midland, Salt Lake Bay, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly, Isles. So London, those cities are gonna get some. We're gonna say Niagara on the Lake is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rain, including Port Elgin, Hanover. So next hour might skip multiples. So it's gonna be 7 p.m. final hour. So let's start from snowfall. So Collingwood, Barrie, Georginia, Beverly, Isles, Hanover. Hanover is okay. So Snowfall, Newmarket, Orangeville, Uxbridge. Those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So next city, so it's parts of Scarborough, downtown Toronto, Oakville, Niagara on the Lake is done, so don't need to say it. Oshawa, Watertown, Owen Sound, Lions Head, Hope Bay, Thunder Beach, Palm Beach. Those Midland, those cities are gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of precipitation. So Thunder Beach, Orella, those Peterborough. So Peterborough is actually 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, but Palm Beach it's only one, so it's gonna be like 2.5 millimeters of snow rainfall. So this is the precipitation patterns. So skip today's and to do today's later on. So 8 p.m. November 8, nothing. So 8 p.m. again. This coming November 9. So Brampton, it's Snowfall. So the one is 11 millimeters of precipitation. Down to Toronto is 10 millimeters of precipitation. 9 millimeters of precipitation is in Newmarket, Orangeville. Uxbridge 9, Quebec 9, 13, Oshawa, Peterborough, Quebec 6, Niagara on the Lake is 9 degree, 19, 14 is Niagara Falls City, 48 is 10, London 6 is Collingwood, 2 is Watertown. So Hamilton and Burlington is 13, also, so Snowfall is done, so I don't need to say it again. So 2.5 is Watertown, 30, I'm gonna say 2 point something, so it's gonna be 30.5 biggest slow. So it's Milan, Orella. So 6 is Barrie, 7 is gonna say 8. So 8 is, so it's gonna say random. So 6 is in Georginia. Barrie is 6. Barrie is now 6. Beverly Isles is 6. Barrie is 5 actually. So Thunder Beach, Palm Beach, Salt Lake Bay is actually is gonna be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall precipitation. So orange. So let's do Lion's Head. So Lion's Head is actually gonna get some 0.2 millimeters of precipitation. Hope Bay is like 0.7 millimeters of precipitation. So next day, so it's gonna take a minute to go to the next 12 hours. It's gonna be 7 p.m. So Scarborough is going to be 0.7, 1 millimeters of rain. So for downtown Toronto, 0.7. New Richmond Hill, same thing. Brampton, Mississauga is going to be 0.7. Hamilton, Burlington, Hamilton is going to be It's going to be 0.2 millimeters of rain. So Newmarket, Uxbridge, Orangeville is borderline. Orangeville actually is 1.2 borderline actually. So Newmarket is 2 millimeters rain, Uxbridge 2 millimeters rain, Peterborough 1 millimeters rain, 0.7. So Melbourne, Coburg, Fort Erie, parts of Niagara Falls City. So 2 millimeters of rain, parts of Niagara Falls City, 1 millimeters of rain, Niagara on the Lake Winspire doesn't count. So Midland is going to be, it's going to take a while to go to the fourth layer. So it's 1.7 millimeters of rain. 2.5 is in Thunder Beach, Palm Beach. Salt Lake Bay is actually 1.2, but it could be 1.7 actually. So Watertown is 1 millimeters of rain. Orange Sound is going to be 1.2 millimeters of rain. Lionshead is 1.2. 1.7 is Hope Bay. Borderline actually. So next, where is possible? Oh, Collingwood is 5 millimeters of rain. Barrie is 1.2 millimeters of rain. So I think Georgina, Beverly Ice is 1.7, or it's actually 2.4 millimeters of rain. It's in Orella. So next, it's gonna be final. Where 7 p.m. So this 2 millimeters of precipitation is in Whiteton. 1 millimeters of rain in Collingwood. Lionshead is 1.7. Actually 1.2. Same thing in Lions or Hope Bay. So Thunder Beach is actually going to be 3.5 millimeters of rain. That's closer to 5 millimeters of rain. So you're gonna say like 4 millimeters of rain in Thunder Beach. Same thing in Palm Beach. Palm Beach is actually borderline something else. So it's gonna be 6 millimeters of rain. Thunder Beach is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rain. Midland is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rain. Same thing Orella. Barrie is actually going to be borderline. So it's going to be 1.7 millimeters of rain. Georgina is 1.2 millimeters of rain. Beverly Isles is 0.7 millimeters of rain. So Scarborough is 0.2 millimeters of rain. Stowe is borderline, so 0.7 millimeters of rain. Richmond Hill is 0.2. Brampton 0.2. Hamilton 0.2. Niagara on the Lake 0.7. Newmarket, no, I'm gonna say Orangeville. Orangeville 0.2. Newmarket is 0.7. Snowfall is 0. Done, so don't need to say. So London 0.7. Hanover is 0. No, it's 1.2. So Oshawa is 0.2. 0.2 is also Uxbridge. Uxbridge is actually off, so it's gonna be 0.7 actually. So Peterborough doesn't count. Peterborough is higher, so it's gonna be doesn't count unless it's near the city is near it. So Peterborough it's borderline 0.2 could be. So next city, so unless it doesn't count, so total air temperature, you could do total snowfall. So let's look at the winter precipitation if it's possible. So 12 hours, so skip today, so it's gonna go number 8, so nothing. So let's look at number 9. So 10.6 centimeters, so this is centimeters of snowfall. If it's a millimeters, ignore it. So 10.6 centimeters of snowfall is in store. For Brampton's 10.7, 9.7 is downtown Toronto, 12.8 is Oshawa, Newmarket is 8.6, 9.3 is Uxbridge, 5.0 is London, 5.8 is Collingwood, 8.9 is Coburg, 13.3 is Peterborough, 5.0 is Belleville, Orangeville is 8.6, 7.9 is in, I'm gonna ignore that, Niagara on the Lake is 0.2, 0.8 is Queensby, Hamilton is 4.3, Oakville is gonna be hardest, so it's going to be 4 point something, it's gonna be 5 centimeters of snowfall. So it's gonna be over 5 centimeters, so it's gonna be 6 centimeters in Orkwell. So if it's closer to Hammers, it's gonna be Orkwell instead. So even Mississauga, if it's close to Mississauga, it's also going to be, I can say, heaviest and lightest. So heaviest is actually going to be, it's gonna take a while. So it's gonna be 6 centimeters of snowfall since I'm in Orko. So 2.4 centimeters of snowfall is in Whiteton. Owen Sound is going to be, Owen Sound is going to take a while. It's going to be 2.5 centimeters. Doesn't count actually. So it's going to be 2.4 centimeters of snowfall. It's actually time that Owen Sound is going to be 3 centimeters, 3.5. Actually 4 centimeters in Owen Sound. Turn Beach, Balm Beach, Solid Bay, Midland. Midland is actually borderline something else. So it's going to be like 5 centimeters. It's going to be close to 5 centimeters. So it's going to be 4 centimeters on Midland. So this will count on doesn't. So like Wyerton is actually it's actually 2.4 centimeters of snowfall. Owen Sound is actually 2.5 centimeters of snowfall. Lions Head Hope Bay is actually 0.2 centimeters of snowfall. So I'm gonna fix that later on. So if it's possible. So next hour it's gonna be 7 a.m. sometimes. So Brampton is 0.7, 1.1 is Snowfall, 0.7 is downtown. Mississauga, Orquell, 0.8 is Hamilton. Niagara on the Lake is 1.3, Gunswise 0.9, 0.6, 1.6 is Niagara Falls City, 1.7 is Newmarket, Orangeville, Uxbridge. It's 1.6, Peterborough is 1.0, also 0.9, 0.7 is Coolbrook, 0.6 is in Belleville, Fort Erie 0.3, 0.4 is in Wyerton. Hope Bay is actually going to be close to 1.4, but it's actually the actual precipitation is 0.7 in Lions Head and Hope Bay. By Barrie, Georgia, Beverly Isles, and 2.4 is actually Orella. So Midland is going to be 2.3. So it's actually the actual precipitation is going to be 0.7 in Salt Lake Bay, Midland. So Thunder Beach, Palm Beach is actually going to be 2.5 centimeters of snowfall. Collingwood is 4.6 centimeters of snowfall. So next, we're gonna skip multiple cities. So it's going 1. So next hour. So Brampton 0.1, Stouffville 0.4, 0.6 is Newmarket. Uxbridge is 0.5 centimeters of snowfall. 0.3 is in Peterborough. 0.2 is in Oshawa. 0.2 everywhere in Niagara Falls. 0.9 is Whiteton. 1.0 is Collingwood. 0.5 is London. Orangeville 0.6. So let's do Barrie for example. So Barrie is 0.7, Georgina 0.7. 0.2 is Beverly Isles 1.2. No, 2.5 is Orella, Midland. So Bottom Beach is 0.2, but it's gonna be higher, so it's gonna be 2.4. It's not 2.4. It could be like it's actually 2.4 centimeters. So Palm Beach, Tiny Beach. Palm Beach done, so that's why it's Palm Beach. Whatever. It's like Palm Beach is actually it's gonna be 2.4 millimeters of snowfall, centimeters of snowfall. So 0.2 is centimeters is in Thunder Beach. Salt Lake Bay 0.6, 0.5 actually. So Hope Bay Hope Bay and line set is actually 0.2. So this so 2.0 millimeters of sleet. So next hour it's gonna be 7 p.m. Same thing. So it's a little bit slightly heavier actually. So let's double check and go back to 7 p.m. November 9th. So November 10th, the same thing. So final hours, same thing. So the bubble could be 0.225 millimeters of freezing the rain. Next hour, 7 p.m. freezing rain, same thing. Let's double check. It doesn't show properly. So 7 November 8th, same thing. It's gonna be slightly bigger. So 7 p.m. is actually same thing. So next final hour, still same thing. So it's not so temperature. So like everywhere in like surrounding like Georgian Bay, it's gonna be 9 degrees, but 8 to 9 degrees because it's hottest is gonna be 9 degrees, and coldest is 8 degrees. So most part of Toronto is going to get 10 degrees, 9 to 10 degrees. Hamilton, everywhere in Niagara Falls is 19 degrees. And southern Ontario is going to be 79 degrees. So it's those cities. So Newmarket, Orangeville, Snowfall, Oshawa, Quebec, those going to be 9 degrees. Uxbridge is 8 degrees. 7 degrees in Peterborough, 7 degrees in Belleville, 10 degrees in London. So I could do easily this. So 9 degrees in Lionshead, Hope Bay, Dunny Beach, Palm Beach, Salt Lake Bay, Midlands, except Midlands. So Midlands is actually 9 degrees. The 9 degrees is actually everywhere in Georgian Bay, so except for Wyerton and Owen Sound. So Owen Sound is actually it's going to be like 8 degrees, same thing as Wyerton. So next we're on to Mr. Oakville. So Oakville is 11 degrees. So let's go to 8 a.m. So Wyerton's 1 degrees, 2 degrees in Collingwood, 3 degrees in London, 3 degrees in Brampton, Stouffville, Oshawa, Quebec, Belleville, 2 degrees in Orangeville, Newmarket, Uxbridge. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is 5 degrees, Hamilton also against by. Down to Toronto is 4 degrees, Scarborough is going to be 3.5 degrees, Oakville is 3 degrees, I'm going to say 3 degrees cut off. So 1 degrees in Peterborough. And anywhere in Georgian Bay, the hottest is actually 2 degrees, 1 degree is in Georgian Bay. So 1.2 degrees, 1 to 2 degrees in around Georgian Bay. So in southern Ontario. So if we say everywhere in like in around Georgian Bay, it's gonna be Wyerton, Owensound, Lionshead, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach, Salt Lake Bay, and there's another cities. It's gonna be like Hope Bay also. So but those are cities are surrounding around like Georgian Bay. So next hour including Gunspy is 5 degrees. So next hour is gonna be 3 p.m. So around Georgian Bay is gonna be 2 to 3 degrees. 2 degrees coldest, 3 degrees is warmest. So Brampton 6 degrees, down to Toronto 6 degrees, 4 degrees in Stouffville, Newmarket is 4 degrees, 5 degrees in Orangeville, 3 degrees in Uxbridge, 5 degrees in Oshawa, 5 degrees in Quebec, 4 degrees in Peterborough, 5 degrees in Belleville, 7 degrees in Hamilton, 7 degrees in Grimsby, everywhere in Niagara Falls is 6 degrees, 7 degrees in London, 7 degrees in Oakville. So there's some like multiple layers like mixing through one temperature, like degrees. So that's why it's confusing. It takes a long time to find what city is actual, what is the actual temperature of the city. So that's why I said. So next hours 8 a.m. So 1 degree minus 1 is in Newmarket Orangeville. Snowfall 0, 1 minus 2 is Uxbridge, minus 2 is Peterborough, minus 1 is Oshawa, minus 1 is also Belleville, 0 is Collingwood, 1 is Brampton, 2 degrees is in downtown Toronto, 1 degree is in Scarborough, Hamilton is 4 degrees, Burlington, Oakville is 4 degrees, everywhere in Niagara Falls 2 degrees, Queens Park 3 degrees, London 1 degrees, 1 degrees in Whitehorn and Windsor. So Lions Head is 1 degree, 1 degree is also Whole Bay, 2 degrees is actually 2 degrees doesn't count actually. So Midland is gonna be minus 1. Salt Lake Bay is 1 degree, same thing in Palm Beach, Thunder Beach. So in the Thunder Beach borderline is actually 2 degrees. So but it's actually the actual temperature for Thunder Beach is 2 degrees, 1 degrees. So next hour, so freeze temps most part of southern Ontario below. So 0 degrees in London, minus 2 degrees in Newmarket Orangeville, Peterborough, Snowfall, gonna do those cities are minus 2. Minus 1 is in Brampton, Oshawa, Belleville. 1 degree is in downtown Toronto, Coolburg, Hamilton. 3 degrees in everywhere in Niagara Falls, including Queens Park. So 1 degree is in Lions. The Lions said something else. So 1 degree is in Whitehorn or in South not Collingwood. So Collingwood is minus 1. Midland is 0 degrees. Salt Lake is going to be 1 degree. Same thing as Palm Beach, Thunder Beach. Line says 2 degrees. Whole Bay is 2 degrees. Owen Sound is 2 degrees. So it's going to be 2 degrees because it's 0 to 1 degrees. So next, but it's going to be, might skip the extra hour. So 4 degrees, minus 4 is Newmarket. Orangeville is minus 4 degrees, minus 3 is Brampton, Snowfall, Uxbridge, Peterborough. So minus 2 is in downtown Toronto, Collingwood, London, Oshawa. Minus 1 is in Coolburg, Belleville, Hamilton 0, Oakville 0, Niagara on the Lake 1, 0 in Niagara Falls. City 4 areas plus 1. Minus 1 is in Whitehorn. Owen Sound is actually minus 1. It could be minus 2 actually. So, could be actually. That's Owen Sound. So, Lions Head is going to be minus 1. Same thing as but so Hope Bay is going to be 0 degrees. Let's say minus 1 actually. So, Salt Lake Bay and Thunder Beach is actually going to be minus 1. Minus 2 is actually Palm Beach. Around Lake Simcoe, it's gonna be an average is actually minus 2, but it's actually minus 1 is cold, warmest, and minus 3 is coldest. So Barrie is minus 3, Georgina is minus 1, Orilla minus 1, no minus 3. So it's actually minus 3 is in Orilla, minus 3 is Sim Beverly ISO, Georgina is minus I did, so Barrie is I did, so next hour, 3 p.m. Most part of Sunday Ontario, same thing, but it's going to be most part of Sunday Ontario is actually minus 1 to minus 3 degrees Celsius. So London minus 1, Brampton minus 1, minus 2 is Snowfall, Newmarket, Peterborough. Plus 1 is in downtown Toronto, Hamilton plus 1, Oakville plus 1, everywhere Niagara Falls is plus 1, Uxbridge minus 3, Oshawa minus 1. Coolburg minus 0, Belleville 0, downtown Toronto 1, Oakville done. Whitehorn is minus 1, Owen Sound minus 1, Midland, not Midland. So it's Salt Lake Bay, Midland, not Midland. Salt Lake Bay, Palm Beach, Thunder Beach is minus 1, Lions Head minus 1, Lions Head, Hope Bay is minus 1. Orangeville minus 2, so next hour 7 a.m. So minus 1 Whitehorn, minus 1 is in Collingwood, minus 2 is in London, Brampton minus 4, minus 3 is in Snowfall, Newmarket is minus 3, minus 1 is in downtown Toronto, So Oakville -2, Hamilton -2, Niagara on the Lake 0, -2 is in Niagara Falls City, Oshawa -3, -2 is in Cuba, -4 is in Peterborough, -3 is in Belleville. Fort Erie, Niagara Falls City is -2, Fort Erie is 0 degrees. Line said, Hope Bay on the beach, it's gonna be +1. Bomb Beach, Solid Bay is -1, so give me 0 actually. So around Lake Simcoe, it's gonna be minus something. So -3 is Barrie, -4 is -3 is Barrie, Georgina is -2, -4 is Orilla, -3 is in Beverly Isles. So next hour, final hour, it's gonna be 4 p.m. So 2 degrees is in Whitehand, 1 degree is in London, 1 degree is in London. Niagara on the Lake is +2, +1 is it's in Niagara Falls City. Downtown Toronto is +2. Brampton, Snowfall, Newmarket, Orangeville, Uxbridge, Oshawa. It's gonna be 1 degrees. 2 degrees in Hamilton, 2 degrees in Oakville, 2 degrees in Cuba, 0 degrees in Belleville, Ginsby is 3 degrees, Orangeville is 1 degrees. So let's do Lake Simcoe. So Lake Simcoe is actually 0 degrees, but it's gonna be 1 degrees in Orilla, Barrie, Georgina. Georgina is 2 degrees. Beverly Isles is 1 degrees. So Lines Head, Hope Bay is 4 degrees. Could be off the cities. Let's check that later. So Salt Lake Bay is 3 degrees. Thunder Beach is 4 degrees. Bomb Beach is 2 degrees. So let's check the actual Lines Head and Hope Bay. So Lines Head and Hope Bay is actually okay. So this is on this video unit sandbox. It might be 2 videos. So watch the whole video instead of